What is now going to be Charles's speech, who speaks for the Conservative Party on energy.
Thank you, Colin. I've been delighted to be invited to take part here this afternoon, although I'm very conscious that as the fourth speaker, I am the one keeping you away from the sandwiches, so I shall be brief. That I've been very encouraged by the enthusiasm which we've heard today, the realism which we've just heard from Andrew, but I want to add to that as well a degree of urgency, that we will be losing a third of our coal-fired generating capacity within the next 6 years, that we will be losing much of our nuclear fleet. We have an urgent need to get new generating capacity in place soon, because if we don't, we simply won't have the energy security we need, we won't be able to meet our low carbon objectives, we won't be able to meet the requirements for affordable energy as well. So we have to bring forward a whole raft of new technologies, of new areas where we can develop generating capacity if we're going to meet all those three objectives. I think it's very appropriate today that also the CBI is publishing a report which looks well beyond 2020 to 2030 and beyond, because this is not just about what can make a difference in the next 10 years, it's about what's going to make a difference over the next 20, 40, 50 years and how we're going to get there. We can all set out targets. It's very easy for politicians to set targets for 10 years after we're all dead. But actually, if you haven't got a roadmap to explain how it's going to be there, how it's going to be delivered, then actually those targets don't have a particularly important contribution to make. At the heart of this debate, we recognise is the issue of feed-in tariffs. And I congratulate all of you in this room and others beyond for the role which you took in making sure that feed-in tariffs were included in the Energy Act. It was an uphill battle at times, but it's there and it's going to happen. And the key now has got to be to make sure that they're set at the right level. If they're set too low, then solar and other technologies which have very important contributions to make will simply not happen for years to come. They've got to be set at the right level. So if you have concerns about the level at which they're being set, don't just keep it private. Talk to DEC, talk to the press, talk to the industry, talk to us, because all of us need to be making sure that they're set at the right level. It would be a tragedy if, having got that mechanism in place, it was then set at the wrong level and it didn't deliver what all of us have been looking at to have it put in place there. And also we want to see those feed-in tariffs made retrospective, because we've been concerned about the way in which the low-carbon building programme ended in June. We recognise there's another 9 million which has been made available for solar, but we think that may well not be enough. And so what we're looking to do is to make retrospective from the end of June the feed-in tariffs, and so plants and applications which are not benefiting from other government funding streams will be able to tap into those in due course as well. Because we can't afford hiccups. We can't afford delays on this road. There's got to be a real sense of urgency which drives it forward. And we've got to master the next generation of the technology as well. We recognise that the international lead has gone to other countries perhaps in the first round. But the work which is being done in Imperial College and elsewhere means that the United Kingdom really could be the leaders globally of solar technology as it moves forward. And we want to work with them. We're already having discussions with them to see how we can help drive forward that investment in new technology, because we want this to be an area where the UK can really win as well, in terms of technology, in terms of jobs, in terms of the investment which comes. And the final point I'd make is simply this. I think the public are incredibly enthusiastic about being able to do more. Feed-in tariffs will start to change that. Smart meters measuring two-way flows will be part of that process. But at the moment, that enthusiasm is tempered by confusion. Every time they open a newspaper, they're told, yes, you must do this, but the next day they open another newspaper which says, no, this is an even better idea, don't do the other one. And therefore they end up doing nothing. There's a real need to provide expertise and really good advice to people about what will work, according to where they may be living in the country, according to their means, according to the communities in which they live in. All of you have a vital role in making that happen, in rolling it forward. But what we're determined to do is to make sure that next year we can be here, we know the level at which the feed-in tariffs can be introduced, and we can actually say, yes, that's the right level, this is an industry which can move forward, which can start to realise its potential, and which can really start to make a difference to making sure we meet those very ambitious low carbon obligations, we can meet our requirements for security of supply, and we can help to tackle the increasing problems of high energy prices as well. So thank you very much for organising this event today, and good luck as that debate moves forward over the coming year.